Welcome to another episode of I Speak African. I'm your host Yanu, and today I want to talk about anime. Now, I've been watching anime since I was a child. The first anime I've ever watched, I believe, was My Neighbor Totoro. Never finished it, so I didn't see the whole entire movie in its entirety until like maybe 10 years ago. And that's because when I watched it, I was a child, and there's no such thing as YouTube or streaming or so if you didn't have the movie on VHS, you couldn't watch it. Um, there was a Japanese exchange student who came to my elementary school, and she showed us the movie, and that's pretty much how I got started with anime. If you haven't seen any of the Miyazaki movies, you should watch them. They're very good. I'm going to talk about them later. But yeah, I remember when Sailor Moon first came to America and Pokemon. Didn't really watch Sailor Moon that much. Watched a few episodes, but I wasn't really a big fan of Sailor Moon. But Pokemon was crazy. I remember I had I had I had red version. I did not have blue. I had did not have yellow. My older brother had yellow. I had gold, and I did not have silver. But in my opinion, those what was that those first generation ones, I guess gold and silver are second generation. Those were the best Pokemons. I don't play Pokemon anymore. I don't know anything about Violet or Ruby or Sapphire. Nope. I like the old ones because the old ones, like, it was a continuation of like red, blue and yellow, and then also you could go to the Johto League and then also the Kanto League, and I mean that was just, and then you had all the graphics were better. The Pokemon, there were more Pokemon. They actually looked like animals, not like robots, as these new ones look. And then also to mention Pokemon trading cards. That was a time to be alive. Like, I remember from like what 1999 to like 2003. That's all me and my brothers did was trade Pokemon cards, collect Pokemon cards. If you had nice holographics, we try to trade you. I remember everybody wanted a Charizard, and it was so rare. I never had a Charizard. Actually, I didn't have any of the starter holographics. No Bulbasaur, no Venusaur, no Blastoise, or no Charizard. Um, but I still have all my Pokemon cards, and they're in pretty good condition. But yeah, um, I did like the original Yu-Gi-Oh, but like I didn't watch any of the sequels. But as of now, like not as of now, my favorite anime has always been One Piece, and I'm not jumping on the One Piece bandwagon. No, it's a really good. I've been watching it since the beginning, even when it was on when it came on American TV shows, and they had the funny dubs, and like Sanji was like had that fake New York accent. Yeah. Um, but a lot of people, of course, Dragon Ball Z is very good too. But like my thing about Dragon Ball Z is, although it was good and it was you know revolutionary to anime, it was very like repetitive. It was like they fight a villain, they have a tournament, they fight a new villain, they have a new tournament. And I think they were trying to expand on that, like trying to change up the formula for Super, but unfortunately, Toriyama passed away. But yeah, like I was saying, um, Netflix has One Piece right now. If you guys want to watch it, um, the only thing I do agree with what a lot of people say is it does start off slow, which is very true. I don't know why I keep saying Netflix, but One Piece doesn't get good until like Water Seven arc. That's when like it gets really good. The main characters, Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro, and Nami, Usopp. That's when like they really start showing like how strong they are. And then he fights what's his name, Lucci, for the first time. But now Lucci can't even touch Luffy now. If Lucci, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for y'all who's not caught up with like the current anime or manga, but Lucci can't do anything to Luffy right now. It's just crazy. Um, and then also the reason why One Piece is so good is because like Oda, who's the author of One Piece, he spent his whole entire career making One Piece. The original was called like the original like one short manga. I forget what it's called. It's called Romance Dawn. It's pretty much like just like the origin of One Piece. Or but I you know so yeah, he's been making this anime for like the past like 30 years or whatever. So it's really good. Like unlike a lot of other animes, like there's a like they really go deep into the story building. There's not like one main character that you don't know, one main character or like main villain that you don't know their backstory. Unlike other animes, like they'll just kind of skim over the villain's backstory or the main character or a character, and not a main character but an important character's backstory, and be like, yeah, this is. And I'll talk about that in Naruto. But like for example, I remember when they go to Fishman Island and they fight Horty Jones, they give you the whole entire backstory of Horty Jones and how he, he shoots the queen and everything about how he idolized Arlong and all that, and then even like Big Ma, they give her whole entire backstory. Um, what's his name? Kaido. They gave Kaido. They didn't give his whole entire backstory, but they get a lot of it. But yeah, that show One Piece does really good with like storytelling, world building. It's also very funny too. I laugh a lot when I watch it because it's just very stupid. It's very comical. It's very stupid. Just the things they say in the show. It's like what, and it's very funny. Um, now, like one of my favorite scenes in One Piece is after they beat up, after they fight the Straw Hat pirate crew, after they fight Gecko Moria and Oars, and then Kuma shows up, and he's like, "I need to take Luffy," and they fight Kuma, but they can't beat him, and then Zoro makes a deal with him, and Zoro takes all of Luffy's pain, and then Sanji runs over, sees Zoro in the forest covered in blood and scars, and he's like, "What happened to you?" And Zoro's like, "Nothing." Like that scene is, to me, it's funny, but it's also, I like the scene too because like it's obvious that something happened, but Zero's supposed to be the first mate, and he's like, I have too much pride to tell them that I took Luffy's suffering. But yeah, that was One Piece is very good. It's still going very strong. Um, I saw the movie One Piece Red. I wasn't feeling it. I've seen other One Piece movies, and I like them better. Like I think there's one called One Piece Strong World or something like that. I like that one better. Um, but Red was. I'm not saying it was horrible, but I wasn't really feeling Red. Um, Now One Piece, like that caught me off guard when Ace died. Like I did not think Ace was gonna die. I thought Luffy was actually gonna save him. Um, So two deaths, like for me, the two deaths that were the hardest was Ace and Jiraiya from Naruto. Now, since I brought up Jiraiya, I'll speak about Naruto now. Now, Naruto was pretty revolutionary too. Like a lot of animes copy Naruto. Like what's that called? Not fairy tale, but Black Clover. Because Black Clover is pretty much Naruto with wizards. That's pretty much what it is. Um, But I did like Naruto Shippuden very much, but I felt like the ending was kind of rushed. Um, and I don't think Kishimoto or his assistant or whoever he helped him with should. I don't think they should have made Boruto. Like I've seen, I mean Boruto is getting better now, but like I mean like the first part of Boruto, it was boring. I didn't even watch it. Like I like just read up about it and it was like, okay, this is what happened. But Boruto, I don't think they should have ever made Boruto. I think what they should have done was they should have made like an origin or a prequel of the Naruto universe. They should have told us like the beginning of when Kagura first came to Earth or whatever planet Naruto. I guess it's Earth, and then like her raising the Sage of the Sixth Path and his brother, and then they could have went like after that like arc, they could have went to like the warring states between all the ninja tribes, and when the first Hokage and the second Hokage were growing up with their family and how they were constantly fighting the Uchihas. Like they should have did that, and then because like we don't know what happened, we just see it through like some flashbacks, some filler episodes or whatever, and then it's like we don't know how the first lost his life. We we don't see like any good battles with the first or the second. We never saw Huserin or the third in his prime, which I wanted to see because they were always, hyping him and calling him the god of Shinobi and the professor. But we never saw him like we saw him fight Orochimaru, and that's pretty much about it. And then when they regenerate, when Orochimaru used, the Reaper Death Seal to bring them back, or the reanimation seal to bring all the Hokages back, and then they fought in the Fourth Ninja War, but we didn't really see Huserin do anything special, and that's what I wanted to see. I think that's what a lot of people want to see. Like just like we want to see Sasuke and Itachi's father, they Wicked Eye Fugaku. Like they hyped him up, and they were like he was Hokage level. His genjutsu was so strong that he could just like look at you and then boom, you're in a genjutsu. Like they didn't tell us that. I also want to see the fourth grow up, and also what's his name, Kakashi's father, the White Fang. They hyped him up too. They were like he was Hokage level 2. He was Sanin level, but we never saw Kakashi's father. There's like so many things that Naruto and Naruto Shippuden left unanswered that we should have gotten as fans. Like we don't want Boruto. I don't I don't even watch Boruto. Um, yeah, there's also Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail's okay. You know, I don't watch, like I watched it all and it was entertaining, but it's not like one of my favorite animes. Now I do like Black Clover, which is like I said earlier, it's just pretty much Wizard Naruto. Um, Nami is my favorite character. It makes me laugh a lot. Um, Now a good anime, if you like fighting animes, Baki is good, and also Keigen Asura is good. Now, animes that I like are like animes where the main characters aren't OP and like crazy strong. One of them is Goblin Slayer. Goblin Slayer is just about this random dude who's I think his sister, I think his family or his sister and village were killed by goblins, and now that's all he wants to do is kill goblins because he's like a lot of people overlook goblins, but goblins will they'll jump you, they'll and they just multiply like crazy. So he just kills pretty much goblins. If it's goblin or hobgoblin, or if it's like an ogre that lives with a goblin, he'll kill them all just because they're associated with goblins. It's a really good anime. You should check it out. What else is there? Uh, oh yeah, of course, Jujutsu Kaisen. I like that. One Punch Man is I like 'cause it's funny. Now, My Hero Academia, like I never really got. I watched it a little bit, but I never really got into it. I know a lot of people like it, but it's not you know it's not something that like I really like a lot. But it's an okay anime. Now for movies, like there's the Miyazaki movies. Now those movies are really really good. I suggest everyone watch the Miyazaki movies. I think they're on Netflix now. They should be on Netflix, but I know they're on Netflix, and I think they're also on HBO too, or Max. Now I'll just give you a list. There's Spirited Away, which received an Oscar in I think 2000. Porco Rosso, Ponyo, Arrietty, Princess Mononoke, Castle in the Sky, Howl's Moving Castle, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, Tales from Earthsea, Kiki's Delivery Service, and then the one just came out last year, The Boy and the Heron, but I never saw it. I'm just gonna wait for it to come out on whatever HBO or Netflix. Um, Now I recently started watching Delicious in Dungeon, which is it's a different anime, but I like it a lot. Like it has action, it has comedy, and then also like the main thing is like they cook the monsters they eat, but but by the time they're done like cooking the food or cooking the monster, it looks like regular food. So like if they kill like one episode they killed a griffin, but the griffin like by the time they were done chopping it up and everything, it looked like chicken. So it's a very good anime. I like the direction it goes in, and then also of course I have to mention Inuyasha, uh, because not only was it a really good anime, but has a really good soundtrack. Like those songs were good. And then also Bleach. Bleach, good soundtrack too. Good action. Um, Now, an anime that a lot of people love, that I'm not saying it's bad, but like what's it called? Not Yu Yu Hakusho, but Hunter x Hunter. Now, Hunter x Hunter, like it was okay. Like I see online like, people will hype the Chimera Ant saga or arc. That arc was good, but like you know, I in my opinion I've seen better arcs. Now there is a really good anime called Solo Leveling. Now it's a Korean anime. It was first a manga. I think it came out like 2015, and then it recently got adapted into an anime just this year. So the first season came out, and the second season is coming out too. And I also hear they're making a sequel to Solo Leveling, the manga, and it's gonna be about his son. Um, so I guess when that comes out, I'll check it out, and if it's good, I'll mention it. I mention it on on the podcast. Also, of course, there's Cowboy Bebop, which is that's a really good classic. If you don't like, if you're starting to get into anime, watch Cowboy Bebop. Trigun, the original Trigun, not the new Trigun. I tried to watch the new Trigun, and it didn't have the same comedy. It was just like I was like, nope. Like I don't know why they took out Millie and added like they replaced her with a guy. Like I don't get it. Millie was funny. She was funny because she was like goofy and stuff. So I don't know why they did that. And then like they made a sequel to Inuyasha. Inuyasha has a daughter. Shishomaru has two daughters. I watched the first season. It's okay. I mean, if you want to watch it. But it's not the best. There are much better animes out there that you can watch. I did watch what's it called? Food Wars. Food Wars is pretty good. It's entertaining. And then that basketball show with the one guy with the blue hair who has like a visible presence. I think it's called like Kuriko's Basketball or something. Uh, but there's a lot of. If you want to watch animes and you don't know where to start, you can go on Netflix. Netflix has a lot of animes, or you can just go on like it's Crunchyroll. But like yeah, you can go on Netflix and there's a lot of animes to start with. But yeah, thanks for listening and to this episode of I Speak African, and please subscribe and like my page so that I can continue making more content. Like I said in the previous videos, I can be reached at ispeakafrican12@gmail.com. If you guys want to discuss episodes, let me know. If you guys have any questions or you want to speak about something, let me know. Also, my episodes are also available on Spotify to download. Thank you for listening and have a blessed day.